So today I'm going to do a tutorial on an orange eyeshadow look I did a while back. I posted on my Instagram stories and some people wanted a tutorial, so I'll finally get around to that. So, the first thing I'm going to do is put this primer on. Will it focus? It's just a Milani primer. It's from the drugstore, because who wants to spend $20 on an eye primer? Not me. So, just put that all over your eye and smear it around. I usually put a little on my inner corner too, so the shimmer will stick better. Try not to get it in your eye, because that won't be fun. Use this palette, the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions palette. This palette is very old. I've had this, I think since 2018. I think I got this in 2018 for my birthday. And I'm going to take this shade right here, this like Sun City orange, and it has like yellow kind of shimmer in it. I'm going to take this on my finger, and so you can see, I'm just going to put that on the lid. For these kind of shimmers, like this is very like a gelée kind of formula. I don't really like to use brushes. I find it's kind of a waste of time. My finger works just as good as a brush. Works better than a brush. This kind of color. And just build it up until you get it kind of opaque and even on the lid. And you don't have to worry about it being too clean, because we're going to be cleaning up the edges with another shade. I'm not sure it's because it's older. I think it's because it's a little older now. It just clump up on my finger a little bit. So I have to make sure to like wipe off the excess. And also with this color, I find the more you manipulate it, like the more you move it around, the kind of golden undertones, like the little yellow shimmers, start to shine through more. What y'all been doing today? All I did today was read fan fiction, pretty much. What kind of fan fiction? I don't want to out myself like that. I read a lot of, what fan fiction? I read a lot of Voltron fan fiction, even though Voltron has been over for like 2 years. I'm still obsessed with sheep. Like, I will die with that ship. I will go down with that ship. At this point, I'm the captain of the ship, even though I don't contribute anything to the sheep fandom. I'm just very dedicated. I recently bought some sheath stuff from Lightning Sword. They're one of my favorite artists, but I don't remember what they're called. I'll put it in the description, I guess. Where did I put my towel? I don't like to use napkins because I don't like to throw stuff away, so I just have like a rag towel, multiple towels that are just stained with makeup. Okay, so after you have it kind of like this, looking pretty even, you're going to get a blending brush. Mine is green because I did a green look yesterday. So it's kind of stained. It has a little bit of the green on it still. Let me clean it off. I could wash it, but then I'd have to wait for it to dry. And I'd put off making this video even longer. So we're just going to have to deal with my green brush. I've gotten most of the green off. It won't really come off on the eye anyway. And I'm going to take this shade, this yellow shade, to soften out the edges on kind of my crease area. really want to pack this shade because it's a yellow and it doesn't show up too well, especially on darker skin. And I didn't apply white concealer because who has time to do that? We don't really want this color to show up that much anyway. We want all of this to look very seamless. This color is really just here to soften things up a little bit. Kind of see what I'm doing, I guess. Kind of putting that there. Windshield wiper motions. Blending it out. This also kind of helps to spread the shimmer a little bit too. So it'll kind of look like this. A little bit. Gonna do that on the other eye. Pack that yellow. I try to do one palette looks most of the time. But sometimes I do like go dipping in other palettes. I'm gonna dip into another palette a little bit in this look. But not too much. And this is turning green, I think, because I didn't clean my brush. It's gonna look a little green, I think. I see green kind of coming off. I might have to fix that. I'm gonna have to clean this brush a little bit more. Because I'm seeing like a green shadow, right? That should not be there. I should have cleaned this brush. I need a couple more blending brushes, honestly. Because I use like 2 or 3 blending brushes when I do my makeup. So I can get very clean edges. Okay, should be fine now. And when you're blending, you kind of want to hold the brush like this. At like where it's almost pointing straight up, but a little more angled. And that really helps you get in that crease and soften up the edges. So I only have that kind of applied. That's kind of softened up edges a little bit. We're going to move on to this color right here. It's like a nice peachy coral shade. Gonna get that on my brush, give it a little tap, and I'm gonna start applying that right from here all the way here, and I'm gonna blend it up into the crease. And this is gonna help bring out the like coral sort of tones in the base color. This will also help give that angled shape. Just going to blend it in like this. I just want to look like this so you can see what I'm doing. Definitely let me know in the comments if there's like anything I can improve on. This is the first tutorial kind of video I've done. The only other videos I've done are like talking about how my book came in the mail all cut up, and I did like Amanga's favorites like a long time ago. Also, like, let me know what kind of content y'all want. Do y'all want makeup videos? Do y'all want like favorites, like just me talking about random stuff that I like? Manga videos, some of everything. I'll probably end up doing a hodgepodge of different nerdy things. But you see, that's how that's looking so far. I kind of came up with this look on the fly. I was just bored and sat down, started fiddling with my shadows. Because I hadn't used this palette in a long time. I specifically hadn't used this color in a very long time. When I did this, I had my foundation on already. But I didn't feel like putting foundation on first because I knew I was going to be cleaning up a good bit. I had to clean up a lot more than I would have had to if I hadn't put the foundation on first when I first did this. Kind of like a tip, when you're doing brighter colors, it's honestly best to do brows and foundation and stuff after you finish the eyeshadow, because then you don't have to worry about lifting the foundation when you're cleaning up with Q-tips and stuff. Okay. I need a bit more of that color right here. And these colors are going to blend into the base shadow a lot, because I'm just trying to bring out that color some more. So that's how that's looking. I'm going to take this darker. I know these look exactly the same, this color and this color, but this color is a bit darker. And I'm going to use that to intensify the outer corner. I'm going to put a good bit of that on the brush. And just tap away a little bit. I know a lot of people said they experienced bad fallout with this palette. I personally don't experience a lot of fallout with this. Just kind of, I get the shimmer all over the place. It's because I'm kind of messy with it. But you see how it is a lot darker than that original coral shade we put. I'm going to kind of dig that into my crease a little bit. See? I'm digging that in my crease a bit. I'm just going to kind of windshield wiper motions again. And I'm going to go in with another blending brush after I lie everything down to really like blend things and make them look very clean. See? Also, don't worry if you get this color too much there, because you can go over it with the shimmer, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing in a minute. Is it hard for anyone else to get their eyes to look even? One is always like darker than the other one, or the blending isn't as smooth. But I find once I put like mascara and liner, you can't really tell the difference. Okay, I think that's even, so got this side. Got this side. Watch, they're not even, and I watch this back, and I'm just like, girl, your eyeshadow is so uneven. Now I'm gonna get this other slightly fluffier blending brush. These brushes are actually very good. If you're a beginner in makeup and you want like you don't need a lot of eyeshadow brushes, you're just starting out, you don't want to get overwhelmed, but you want to get like bang for your buck. These like double-ended Ego Tools ones, I know a lot of people don't like double-ended brushes, but these were like the first eyeshadow brush I ever bought back when I was 12, and that was 2014. Because I hadn't turned 13 yet. Like, I bought this along with my first real eyeshadow palette, the Lorac Pro. I think it was the Pro 2, the one, the black packaging. It was like the black, soft, kind of matte feeling packaging. I brought these brushes, and they're still good. Like, I still use them if I'm traveling. I'll take them. I still use them, especially this one in particular. I like this smudge brush for putting shadow underneath the eye. This fluffy brush is still like a nice blending brush, and they're like $7.99 for 4 brushes pretty much, so I think that's a good deal. Anyway, I'm going to use this brush. It's clean, I'm not putting any more product on it, to really make sure the edges are nice and blended, and nothing is looking too harsh. I can also use this to soften any color if I feel like I added too much color on one side versus the other one. I can fix that with a clean blending brush. And I'm going to hold it the same way I held the other one, kind of angled going upwards. Kind of like back and forth motions. Sometimes I flick it up. See how that kind of blends everything together a little more. Okay, I'm really liking that. Now a tip, if you have darker skin or you just want a more intense look on the outer corners, I would personally take, you could do two different ways. If you want more of like a burnt orange look, you could take this terracotta shade right here, and when you blend this out, it looks more red. So it looks pretty brown when you swatch it. But as you blend it out, it gets more like orangey. Like that. So you could use that to give you more of a burnt orange sort of look. Or you could take this more hot pink shade. I'll put this on the other hand. It looks like this. It swatches a little more patchy. You could take this, especially if you have darker skin, if you want more of an intense look, and take that on the outer corner, and that looks pretty too. I would be more precise with it though. I wouldn't like smear it all over the place like I did earlier. I would put it right here on this part, pat it in, blend it a little bit, and then once you've really blended it in, you can kind of go back and forth to make sure everything is like nice and seamless. So that's what I would do. I'm not going to do that today because I like how it looks like this. But I might post some photos of how that looks on my stories. Just doing a little more blending because there's no such thing as too much blending in eyeshadow. Unless you have like drugstore matte eyeshadows, and then you really need to know when to stop blending because they'll completely blend away. That green look I did the other day, I was struggling with that because the color was kind of, the matte greens were like completely blending away. I think I'm going to do a review on that palette. It's these little, it's these e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadows. I've only used this one, but I also have the acai one, the blue palette. And I got this because I've been wanting to try green eyeshadow, but I wanted to see if I liked green eyeshadow, and I do, so I'll probably get like some nicer shadows. But the mattes kind of blend away into nothing. Going off on a tangent. I'm going to probably do a review of both of these because this one I think might perform a little worse because I have darker skin, and I saw a lighter skin girl struggling with this, so we gonna see. But I wanted some periwinkle shades, and that's like one of the few periwinkle eyeshadow palettes I've been able to find. So, off topic, but now I'm gonna get a Q-tip. I just dipped it in some water. Gonna take a little bit of the excess water off. And I'm gonna use that to clean up the edges. I know some people like to put painter's tape, but I'm not putting painter's tape on my face. Okay, we don't need that kind of crackhead energy in this house. So, just gonna kind of line it up with my bottom lash line and go like this. And then proceed to clean up. I could also get like Vaseline or something, which I might do because this is being stubborn. Sometimes water is enough, sometimes it's not. In that case, I pull out Vaseline. Pull out a little tin of Vaseline to clean it up. Do you see how sharp you can get that? Man. I like Vaseline using to clean up my makeup when it's like little things because it's not as oily as oil. And it doesn't really stick around. It's easy to wipe up. Okay, now you can see. Nice and sharp. Are they even? No. This one is going a little deeper. But I kind of like it like that. Okay. Man, that is so nice and sharp. Man. I'm eating that up. Okay. Now we're going to apply the base. I'm sure y'all know how to apply. No, now we're going to do brows. That's what we're going to do next. We're going to do brows. I'll show you how I do my brows. I do my brows 2 different ways. Well, 3 different ways. I either use just a powder, just a brow pencil, or them together. And since this is a more bold look, I'm going to use them both because I want my brows to be a little more bold. So I'm going to get this. I think this is from Sonia? Ketsia? Whatever that brand they sell at Target is. Just a basic double-ended angled eyeshadow and spoolie brush. That's another brush. Angled eyeshadow brushes, you can never have enough. I use them for all kind of things. I like to have at least 2. One for like normal eyebrows and then one for cosplay brows because I use that to put my brows on when I cosplay, which is something I haven't done in a long time because your girl doesn't have a lot of money anymore. I want to cosplay again. The cosplay I want to do next is Blaze from this webcomic called Blazing. I'll put that in the description too so y'all can watch it. Watch it? You know you can read it. Just look at the pictures. So y'all can read it. It's one of my favorite webcomics. I love Blaze. Such a cute character. But I'm just gonna kind of shape my brows with the powder. And then I'm gonna fill in any places that are being stubborn with the pencil. I find I can get more bold brows with a powder than I can a pencil. Is that an unpopular opinion? Like, not as bold as, like, wax or, like, pomade. But I can get bold yet soft brows with a powder. I feel like I have a lot of control with an angled brush and a powder. Pencil, I feel like, has a mind of its own. Man, my brows have come so far. Y'all see my old photos, my old posts where my eyebrows look like caterpillars? I think I made a stories post about that a while back. Of me, like, clowning my old eyebrows. It really looked like I had 2 caterpillars living on my face. And I thought that looked cute. And people tried to tell me, my sister tried to tell me, you do your eyebrows too thick. I did not want to hear that. I got so offended. My mom told me, like, yeah, your sister said that you do your eyebrows too thick. She said you do your makeup really good, but your eyebrows are too damn thick. And I got so mad. I was like, my eyebrows are not too thick. They're just naturally thick, and that's how I like to do them. All I do is fill them in. Which was true. Like, my eyebrows I had a lot of hair under here, which I do now. I need to cut that off. So it was hard to do my brows, like, and not make them look like that. It didn't help that I was using eyeshadow to fill my brows in. That little Lorac Polar palette was literally like, I used it all over my face. I used the black eyeshadow with a dampened angled brush to do liner. I used the dark brown shade to fill in my brows. Like, that was not a face palette, but I was sure using it like it was one. Because your girl did not have a lot of coin as a 12-year-old. So. But I feel like my eyeshadow wasn't horrible back then. I just had, my blends were too harsh. And my eyeshadow was going too far out. But I'm going to clean that up with a Q-tip too. Did I do them too thick? I don't think I'll go in with a pencil today. I think the powder is honestly enough. Sometimes I'm like light-handed with it and I go in with a brush. But we'll see. Oh, and this powder, you don't need to buy this specific powder. You can get a cheaper one. I got this from the place that I get my brows waxed at, which I don't get them waxed there anymore because they really mess up my brows. I'm not sure if I put it in my stories or not, but I was talking with my friend Rune. I'll probably know her on Instagram. If not, I'll put her page in the description. But I was like, look at what they did to me at the wax place. My brows were so crooked. It was like, one, like, she literally butchered my eyebrows. Like, the hair was just gone right here. And, like, one was lower, one was higher. It looked like shit. It looked like shit. I have a feeling she knew that she fucked them up, too, because she was looking kind of like... And I gave her a tip. Why I gave her a $5 tip anyway? Dude, I shouldn't have even paid, bruh. But I have prepaid things, so I had like a bunch of passes. Because they used to have 2 girls I really liked, but none of them, those 2 girls don't work there anymore. So like everybody else just be like butchering my brows. Some people I think are like jealous. I think they're jealous that I have thick brows and they have no brows, so that's why they steal them from me. They steal the hairs to put on their face. Using like little rituals to like make their hairs thicker. I'm like, dude, I have plenty of hair on my underarms, my armpits, and my mustache. Use that for your brows. Dude. I have a ton of hair on my arms. Y'all can have this if y'all really need it, man. Put that on your face. Don't butcher my eyebrows. So rude. But the girl I have now, she's good at underarms and like my mustache, but my brows, dude, I was looking like shit. I mean, excuse the profanity, but I was looking busted. I don't know what. I was looking busted. I was looking tore from the floor up. My brows look like I got them done from someone that was smoking and drinking. Like, I was looking horrible. I was mad, too. I was mad for like a whole 2 days about that. Now I'm like furious, but like every time I look at my brows, I'll be like, why you had to do this to me? It's like, I didn't deserve this. I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe you've done this to me. Why don't they look even? It's because why am I doing it in this little ass mirror? When I have this mirror right here. I was like, why can't I see as good as I did with the other ones? It's like, because you're doing with that little ant mirror. Like, dude. Everybody's been watching Demon Slayer lately. I have not been, even though it's on Netflix. I have been watching Psyche K and Digimon. Which I kind of dropped Digimon. Digimon Adventure 1 is good and I love it. Like, I love Matt. I used to have a crush on Matt when I was younger. 5-year-old me loved that little anime boy. I really did. But I like Joey. Is that his name? Or is his name just Joe? The one that's supposed to be a doctor and wears glasses. And I liked Matt in TK's relationship, and I liked Cody's and like Ty's relationship. But like Adventure 2, Davis be like irking me. I like want to yeet that boy into the sun. I was honestly kind of mad that like Kari and TK weren't the leaders. I was like, they have been here the longest. They were here first. And this annoying ass Davis kid comes on the block. Ty gives him his goggles for some reason. Because he's like, he pretty much like the main character of Digimon has to wear goggles. He pretty much says something like that. And Davis is the leader, and he's so like aggravating. The most entertaining parts are when Davis is not there. And when it's like the older kids, or it's like TK and Kari. In that episode, did I post that? I might have posted that on my stories. But like TK beats up, what's his name? Ken. No, I was laughing. There's a scene where like Ken is like the Digimon emperor for like a hot minute. And he's like making the Digimon slaves. But I was like, they did not need to do all this, but they did. He's like a little dictator. He's like evil. He's like beating these Digimon. He was like, y'all are all my slaves. I'm like, y'all you need to stop saying that. Ken is out here trying to be a colonizer. And he's got these like spirals that like keep them under his control. And he keeps like beating up Wormmon, which is like unnecessary because Wormmon did not deserve any of those things that happened to him. Like honestly, Ken was like irking me, but I was like, I know he's gonna get redeemed. And he's like a lot of people's favorite character. I think he's like a little shit and then he's whiny. He's like really whiny. He's like, I can't have friends. Because like, look, at least he's apologetic. He's like, look at what I've done. I've done all these horrible, evil things. I'm like, yeah. I like how this is turned into Digimon. me talking about Digimon. I should make a video about Digimon. That would be entertaining. Now I'm going to put foundation on. I'm going to use this. I might skip all of this part because it's getting kind of long. Y'all gotta sit here for an hour and watch me just talk about whatever. But the look is done. The eye look is pretty much done. I just have to put mascara and everything. But I'm going to do that after I do foundation and stuff. I used to use a Fenty foundation, and I thought it was okay, but I don't, maybe because mine was getting old, but it was really clinging to my like dry patches, and it was separating on my face, and it was not looking good. The girl was looking busted. I only had a little bit left, so I threw it away. And I got, I think, well, maybe try this. I heard someone say that it was like very similar to Lancome, and I used to really like the Lancome foundation. But they always gave me a shade that was too cool toned. This is looking really green on camera, but your girl is actually kind of green in real life. Why is this looking so green on camera? It does not look this green in real life. Looking like an alien. Looking like them PBS children. Why does it look so green? It does not look this green in real life. I mean, it's not 100%. Well, actually, it does look a little green, but not this. I think it's because of the lighting. I have these lamps on. That's probably why I'm looking really green. And I'm going to use this little brush. I think this is a It Cosmetics brush. I don't really remember. We're gonna do... I like using brushes. I don't like using sponges. Like, they steal your foundation. I'm like, I want the coverage, you know? I'm not trying to have this, like, coverage nonsense. I want medium coverage. Now, I don't like full coverage. I like medium coverage. But light coverage, I feel like might as well just put powder foundation on and call it a day. Why am I going to do the same work for less coverage? At least when my acne starting to be covered up a little bit. You know? It looks less green after I blend it out. It looks really green on camera for some reason. Like, really green for no reason. One thing I wish, maybe there's like an app you can download, but like I wish I could hear how the audio sounds while I'm filming. I'll have to look up how to do that. Because it would really suck if I've gone on about a tangent about Digimon and my brows and everything else, and the audio cut out. I feel like I should do like makeup and talking about a specific topic, because I'm gonna ramble during these tutorials. I like how like maybe like a quarter of this video was actual tutorial and the rest of it was just me talking about whatever I feel like. Do I have enough? Okay. I wanted to see how much percentage I'm on. I'm surprised I'm only on 18%. I thought, like, with how long I've been going on and filming, I would expect it to be a lot lower. But no, it isn't. No. Why do I have a hair on my face? Okay, go away. I'm making clicking noises. Okay. I feel like some sort of Star Wars mode. Like, I am a Digimon at this point. I think a Digimon makes those clicking sounds. Maybe I'm thinking of Klingons or something. I think that's from Star Wars. I don't know. I don't know anything about Star Wars. Except that it came out in the 70s, and George Lucas, for some reason, decided to add really horrible CGI to the remake. Not the remakes, the originals. And now they look really horrible, and you can't buy the originals. We got sneezing ASMR. I'm prone to sneezing fits, so if I have a sneezing fit, I will have to cut the video short. This honestly would have been better as a live stream, wouldn't it? Because I don't think I'm going to cut any of this video down. I should blow my nose. I'll do it in a minute. Because I have to go and come back. I don't know if I'll edit this video on my phone or on the computer. I have Filmora, and I'm a movie maker on my phone. I have the free version of Filmora, girl. We ain't paying for no video editing software yet. Mama has 10 subscribers on YouTube. We not paying for. We can't write that off on our taxes yet. It's a business expense. Because what kind of business only has 10 customers? Okay, that's looking pretty good. Ooh. Now I'm going to put concealer on. I'm probably not going to powder because I'm probably going to take this off as soon as I'm done. Just cleaning the camera. Okay, actually, my lips look crusty and I don't like to see them without lipstick when I have foundation on. So I have 2 lipstick options for this look. I have, here it is. I have Kiss Me Coral from Revlon, which is an orangey lipstick that matches the eye look perfectly. Or you could do a more terracotta look if you want. And use this. Nice. In a reddy brown, terracotta brown shade. Or you could use these from Revlon too. Can you tell, like, Revlon lipstick? But it's like a more wax. I'll show it to you. It's like a glossy lipstick. Kind of like those YSL lipsticks. I've heard this is a dupe for those. And it's like really pretty. Actually, I actually really like that with this. And I think I'll put some of Kiss Me Coral in the center to give us that brighter look. I like that. Yeah, that's cute. There we go. Now that my lips don't look crusty, because I really hate seeing... Lips are usually like one of the first things that I do after I put foundation on. Because I kind of gauge how much blush I'm going to put on by the amount of lipstick. How bright the lipstick is. It's really pretty. Okay. Concealer. I'm using the True Match concealer in the shade Warm W4-5. Also, this was the shade W6. The foundation is called Sun Beige. So if you have a similar complexion as me and you have like slightly warm yellow greeny undertones, that foundation might be good for you. This concealer though honestly matches my skin tone better than the foundation. But I feel like the 5 foundation would be too light because the depth of the 6 is perfect. Let me not look into the phone and let me look in my mirror while I put this on. And I'm just going to do a little bit on the outside. And do like a stripe. That's how I usually put my concealer on. Okay. This video is going to be an hour. I use a lot of drugstore makeup. Which, it actually used to be the opposite. I used to use a lot of higher end stuff. But I've kind of been exploring. I still like higher end eyeshadows, but I'm kind of liking drugstore makeup better than the higher end stuff as of late. Revlon lipstick though I've always liked. I've almost always used Revlon lipstick. And their lip glosses. They discontinued my favorite color, Pingo Peach. Like when they changed the packaging for these super lustrous glosses, they discontinued some of my favorite colors, and Pingo Peach is like a beautiful peachy color that looked like my lips but better shade on me. And they 2019 gold shimmer. I think you can still get it off Amazon. I'm like, I don't know if this is not expired or not. But I did it a while ago. I've had this new packaging for like a year or two. Wait, when did I work the books? 2019. A year. It's been a year since I've discontinued that color. And I think I've had the new packaging. Because it at the end of 2019. They're kind of copy Fenty's packaging, like the chubby wand. Another lip gloss that was discontinued. Revlon's Color Stay lip gloss used to be like it. That lip gloss used to be really good. Now I've got some concealer on. I'm going to get brightening powder. I'm going to use the Besame one. I have 3 of these powders because it's a decent powder. It smells nice. And when I bought it, they were like $10 each. They're usually like 20 something. So I got like 3 for the price of 1. I think I got 3 of these for like, no, they were cheaper than $10 because I think I got 3 of them for like $18. And then whatever the shipping was like $5. So I spent like 20 something dollars, which was like less than the price of 1. But I get it on this kind of brush. And sometimes I use the puff. But I don't feel like using the puff today. And I have that. I'm going to should I finish the eyes? So if y'all want to dip out, y'all can. Or should I make y'all stay? We're going to do blush, actually. I'm going to use this blush. I just got this, the e.l.f. Putty blush in the shade Bali. It's been all over TikTok. I tried it the other day, and it's actually really, really pretty. It's very similar. This is actually a good dupe for the Can Make like cream blushes, because they have a terracotta shade that looks exactly like this. This is more pigmented. It's not as patchy, and it stays cream for a bit longer, so you can work it in, and then turns to powder, just like the Can Make one. And the Can Make one starts to look kind of whitish. It starts to have like a white cast to it as you pack it more on, and after a certain point, it's just not going to build up anymore. Oh my gosh. How are y'all about to let me put my blush on if I didn't blend out the concealer in my nose? Y'all are trifling. Y'all are really about to let me do that. I looked in the mirror, I was like, what is that? But oh no, my nose. Okay, anyway, I probably put too much of this on there. But I'm going to start pretty high up here. Kind of like an 80s blush moment. And sort of come down here. Blending this up. This is a e.l.f. kind of, I think this is for foundation. I don't know what brush this is, but it's like the one that's like has the round little dome, and it fits perfectly into the Putty blush, and I really like using this kind of blush for cream blushes. You could also use this for foundation. It's very similar to that It Cosmetics one. It just doesn't have this flat at the top. But I think this would apply foundation really beautifully too. Let's see. Let's give me a nice flush. Really pretty. Gonna get some more. On the brush. Do the same thing. Kind of starting up here, depositing most of that color there, tucking my cheek so I don't get it kind of all the way down here, which will make my face kind of look like it's drooping down. And then start circular motions, blending it. It also doesn't disturb my foundation underneath, which is good. And it also applies pretty good on over powder. I've applied this over powder and it looks fine. Probably because it's like a cream to powder formula. Oh, really looking really rosy. It's not catching how rosy it is in this lighting. but it looks very, very rosy. Perfect terracotta flush. On me it pulls slightly more orange, but like a burnt orange, which is what a terracotta color is. So I don't know why I'm prefacing that, like y'all don't know what terracotta is. But yes, I have a nice, I'm going to kind of blend it up, really give it an 80s moment, and blend it up to the temples, kind of curling around the brow bone. Whatever extra, not putting any extra products. Okay, now I'm going to put blush on the chin, the nose, and the forehead, and less on this time. We want a nice rosy chin. And this makes my chin look pointier, which I like because it gives me a more doll kind of look. I'm getting kind of cold. Hold on. Okay. I'm really just like sneezing all up in y'all business, in y'all ears. I'm sorry about that. I'm back. Okay. Blew my nose. And I got some water. A cute Care Bears cat. It's from the 80s. Okay. Now what was I doing? I was putting blush on my chin. Which I actually think I want a little more on my chin. That'd be a little too much, but we have to find out. Ooh. Turn this brush around. Blend it in. Blend it in with my fingers. Like I said, it was too much and I'm putting more on. Okay, now we're gonna put some on the gotta pinch the brush a little bit. Put it on the bridge of my nose. And then I'm going to put some, actually I'm going to get a little more on my finger. There we go. And I'm going to put some on my forehead. 1, 2, 3. I don't want a lot on the forehead. And I'm going to kind of put it in this triangle shape, kind of like this. Focusing on the center, then kind of pushing it into the hairline, blending it out. Almost like a bronzer. That's what I should do, putty bronzers. I should do putty bronzers. I feel like people would eat that up. Or like glowy versions of the putty blushes would be nice. Because I love a glowy blush. And I heard the Milani's blush formula changed. They're just not as good. Next, bronzer. I'm going to use Fenty. I think this is the first, besides my eyeshadow palette, this is the first luxury thing we're getting into. I used the color Bajan, girl. Like turning it upside down would help the mirror effect. I just have to mirror this video, I guess. Or maybe I'll just leave it. Who cares? This angle brush. I'm going to start up here, because that's what works for my face shape, and gently blend down the jawline. And I find this just emphasizes my natural shape on my face. I don't like to change the shape. This also gives my face a bit of warmth. I just like to emphasize. And I like a quite subtle bronze in shading. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to dip bronzer, pull it around a few times, tap it off, and then starting all the way up here to the hairline, blending down to the jaw, rounding out this little part of my chin, and then blending it down right here to make sure it's looking seamless. And I'm going to go with a big fluffy brush to really make sure everything is blended out and not too harsh looking. Blending kind of like all the way up. And I'm going to go into it again. I'm going to this part of my face right here. Not going all the way, but just staying right here. Kind of right underneath that blush. I'm going to tap first, and then I'm going to swirl a little bit. Kind of starting from up here, right above the ear, right here, and then stopping about right there. And this is just what works for my face shape. You might need to change how you bronze / shade your face. I don't contour, I shade. So I just emphasize the natural shadows. And when I'm not wearing makeup, that's kind of where I have a shadow. Or just outlining the face to make things look sharper, so I can emphasize this, like the chin and my jawline. And do the same thing on the other side. Swirl it around, tap tap, and starting from here and stopping about here. You can suck in your cheeks if it helps, is what I do. Like sandwich it like right below your blush, pretty much. And then last but not least, I'm going to go right here, very lightly, tapping, and then blending that into the blush, connecting that to the sides of my face. To give me some warmth. Not that I really need to do this because I have bangs, but we do it anyway. Okay. The bronze is done. This is going to be such a long video. Now I'm just kind of getting more informative. I'll probably skip a lot of these parts. You just blending and stuff. I'm going to get in highlight. I'm going to use this steel highlighter I bought like forever ago. And it's a nice subtle highlighter. And it's in a similar color to the rest of the look. This applies best with fingers in my opinion, and blend it out with a brush. So I'm just going to put it right up here, and I will soften it up. It's a good blush topper. We'll go over that, a little bit of blush. It's very subtle. Put the remnants on the apples of my cheeks to make them glow a little bit. And I'm going to go with that blush that, I'm going to go with this really quick. Soften it up also while I'm at it. I actually didn't apply the bronzer too harsh, so I don't really need to blend it out. Can you see the highlight? It's very subtle. I got this brush from Daiso a few years back when I was in Seattle. And it's better than some high-end brushes, though it did kind of fall apart. So I need to glue it back. I'm going to put some of this highlighter on my chin. I can just blend that on my fingers. I'm not putting a lot, I'm going to put a little bit on my nose where I put the blush. Pretty much wherever I put blush, I'm going to put highlighter. I don't always highlight my face because sometimes I use glowy blush, and if I use glowy blush, I find there's no point to wear highlighter. Put some on the forehead. It's a nice soft, like the name, I think this is called like Candlelit. This is Heaven Hues highlighter. This is Incandescence. I feel like you could find a dupe for this. It's just a nice subtle highlighter. Can you see it on my forehead? Very subtle. Okay. Now I'm going to add my beauty marks. I have 3, 1, 2, 3 naturally, and I'm going to dot those, and I'm going to add like a few more. I don't remember how many I add, but I pretty much add the same ones every time. I do 2 on my nose, 1 right here, and 1 on my forehead. So first I'm going to start on this side. This is the Wet n Wild liner. I should have gotten the waterproof one because this one smudges pretty bad. So I need to get the liner is good on my eyes, but on my face I need the waterproof one. I do wish the brush was a little firmer. And you don't have to do this step, but if you want to, just put them wherever you feel like you should have a beauty mark. Now some people like fake freckles. I like beauty marks. I used to be quite insecure about my nose. I used to think my nose was too big. I remember when I was younger I really wanted to get a nose job. And I was like, I did this. I would do this a lot. I wanted my nose not to stick out. I thought it would look a lot cuter. But now I think my nose is cute. I think I would look weird with a different nose. And part of the reason why I didn't like my nose was when I was younger I thought it looked very masculine. Like in the face. I thought my voice was too deep. I thought it sounded very manly, which I didn't like. And I thought my nose made me look like a man. I just thought I looked very masculine back then. I don't really think that anymore. Sometimes I look at myself like, why did you ever think that? Have you seen yourself, girl? Like, you have a very baby face. What are you talking about? But, it's insecurity I used to have. Did I do the one on my chin yet? Yeah, I did. Okay. Now how all my beauty marks. Cute. I'm not looking at the camera, I've noticed. Now I'm actually gonna tight line. And I'm gonna use the NYX Retractable liner to tight line. This is in the shade brown. And this is just gonna help make your lashes look fuller. Because when I put mascara on, I really hate to see the gap between my lash line and the lashes themselves. And I also don't like to put liner on my lid. I think it looks very bad on me. So I just tight line and I extend my liner from like here and I go out with the liquid. Which I'll show you how I do that in a minute. Because I have gotten some questions on how I do my liner. So I've been doing it like this since I first started makeup, because I tried doing it on my lid a couple of times and I hated it. I found it messy, hassle to clean up. I found it harder to clean up mistakes, because like if you mess up the liner, you kind of mess up all your eyeshadow and have to do it again. So I found it way easier to do it like this. You see how big of a difference that makes from just a minute ago? A lot of times on makeup days, I'll tightline, put blush, lip gloss on, and do clear mascara on the lashes, brows, and tightline. That's all I really do. I'm thinking about what I was going to do next. Yeah, I wanted to actually emphasize this shadow on the inner corners before I start. I want to emphasize this shadow a little bit. Okay, now time to do liner. Oh, there was something I was going to do too before I did that. I'm going to take this. I didn't do this in the original look, but I think it'll be nice. It's a green liner. Yeah, that was actually a horrible idea. I get what I was trying to do, but it makes my eyes look smaller. I don't like it. I tried it. Now we're going to erase it. I don't think it's going to come off. No. Why did I decide to do something different? Anyway, we'll fix that later. We'll finesse it. I think it made my eyes look a lot smaller. Oh my god, why did I do that? That was dumb. I'll have to go in with some remover to take that off. We're just gonna keep on going. I'll go back and fix it. Before I do my liner, this is what I was gonna do too. I need to put some of this matte color. I'm gonna just take the darker shade that we used earlier to finally put on the lash line. Now, if you had a coral eyeliner, that will look cute. This look. Okay. Looking good. Now I'm gonna go into my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Instant Palette, and I'm gonna take the First Day shade, which is just a golden-y color. It's just like a light gold champagne-y color, so you can take any sort of inner corner highlight shade and put that on the inner corner. Or you can not do any inner corner at all. That's not your prerogative. I feel like this looks good with or without an inner corner shimmer. I feel like I've been doing my makeup for 2 hours. Why should I put it together in 2 hours of footage? It takes me a long time to do my makeup. I'm very slow. Now I'm going to get the same Wet n Wild highlighter I use for my beauty marks. And I'm going to start from right here. And I'm basically just going to follow the lash line. I'm going to kind of go down first. And then I'm going to start coming up. So basically, I went down and I slowly came up. And I went along the edge of the eyeshadow. Kind of, it also sort of mimics it mimics a lash. And I'm going to kind of go on the tip. This little wing thing I've done. And sharpen it up a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, but you'll be able to see better because I'll be doing it like this. I'm going to go down first, small downward flicks, slowly coming up, like that, and then coming in to the outer corner of the lash line to make it look a little more connected. Going out again, thickening this up. Also going on the bottom, kind of cleaning up a little bit, squaring off the bottom a tad. Looking in the mirror. This one is a bit shorter. And you can use like an angled brush with a gel liner or like a powder, kind of like a water activated liner. You can use a pen, you can use like an inkwell pot like I'm using. That's how I do my liner. Yep. It's not that difficult. It's really quick. Takes a bit of practice to do any kind of style of liner, but after you get it down, it's pretty easy. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Luminous Original. My sister put me on this mascara. This used to be her favorite. I used to use Lancome a lot. My Lancome recently dried out, and I kind of want to try a drugstore formula. Because I have long lashes, so I don't really need fancy liner, to be completely honest with you. And my mascara, I don't apply it all the way, and I also don't apply it on my bottom lashes, because I find that it closes my eyes off and makes them look smaller. I apply them, see the length? I apply them kind of, let me look straight, right here. Kind of like the middle of the pupil. Like 3/4 of the way of the eye. I'm going to shimmy it up and down. Like that. And also kind of put a little bit in the outer corner. And I'm also going to go like this on the back of the lashes. I've been doing this for a few years now. But it makes the lashes look darker. A bit fuller. You gotta be careful though, so you don't get mascara on your eyelid. Though the eyeshadows that I used today are pretty pigmented, so it's pretty easy to like clean it up with a little Q-tip, wipe up that little bit of mascara, put some more shadow down. You're done. I think I know a little about this mascara is how fat the brush is. I'm used to a slimmer brush. But I do like the formula of the mascara, and it comes in a lot of colors, which I do like a colored mascara for some looks. Particularly I like burgundy with like burgundy eyeshadow or like warm plummy reds. I think a burgundy mascara can look very pretty. Okay. Almost done. Now I'm just going to get some clear mascara. I'm going to run that on the bottom lashes and through my brows. I'm going to spray my face. And then put a little perfume on. The perfume I'm going to put on is my favorite scent. It's also Scent's Violet Mallow. And it smells like nice, sweet, powdery violets. This is one of my favorites. It's the number 7 gloss, and this is the shade. Shade name not on it. I think this is called Grapefruit something. It's the orangey looking one with gold shimmers in it. Okay, so that's the final look. Looks really cute. Hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. I can show you how that looks. pretty cute, and I think it's in time for spring and summer season. I can brush my bangs out a little bit more, and I can put some earrings on for y'all. The earrings I'm going to wear, these vintage ones, match my dress, but not really the eyeshadow. Okay. So this is the final look. Those are my earrings. Looking real cute for y'all. So that's the end of the video. I'm going to have a mammoth of a video to edit. I really got in here thinking that I was going to like spend 15 minutes. I think to save time next time, I'll have my foundation and everything done. I'll do that off camera because I think that took a long time. Because I think I actually did the eyeshadow in like 20 minutes. But everything else took really long. But I hope you all enjoyed my rambling, my talking, this little look. I hope it was what you were expecting. Or if it was unexpected, I hope it was a nice surprise. I'm going to jump off because I've been on here for too long. So, au revoir. Bye. Hope you liked this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Or follow my channel if I put this on. Follow my page. Follow me if I have this on Instagram. Like, comment, save the post, and follow on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I make a video. Okay, bye-bye.